Yo, we are live in the building. This, that, and the third interview series. Steven the Dream, and I am here with another very special edition. We have the R&B edition of this, that, and the third interview series this week, bringing you some very, very major stars. Wow, did it just start raining? That is insane. Well, can you stand the rain? Very classic R&B song. We'll go right into it. But no, I have very special artists with me right now. Charlotte, North Carolina's very own Kayla Tiffany is here. How are you, Kayla?
Hey, I'm doing good.
It's good to have you on here.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Good. Well, first and foremost, the question I want to ask to my R&B star on here is, what does R&B mean to you in particular? When you hear the words R&B and maybe you get categorized, or maybe you hear it and you're like, this is what I think of. What, as an artist, what do you think and feel when you hear R&B?
I mean, for me, I would say R&B, because you have different lanes of R&B, so you get to express yourself. Of course, it is rhythm and blues, but I really feel like with R&B, you're able to put a lot of emotion into it. So I guess I would just say it's about emotions. Anything that you're going through, whether you're happy, whether you're mad, whether you're sad, like you can express all of that through R&B.
We need a lot more R&B music. We need a lot more of expressing ourselves here in the city. But you here to bring it for us, ain't you? To the city. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump right into it. From Charlotte, how long have you been vocalizing? I won't even just say singing, because I know you're a songwriter as well. But how long have you been putting your emotions out via song, via music?
Well, technically, I've been singing since I was 2. I know that sounds crazy, but yes. But when I started writing music, I want to say I started in middle school.
Okay.
I started off with poetry first, and I would just write a lot of poems, but never really do anything with them. And then one day I decided to transfer them onto beats and realized that it was songwriting.
Yeah, it's really that simple sometimes. People they don't realize a lot of the best poets or best songwriters are poets at heart, or started off just putting little things together. Do you remember the first song you ever did, or the first time you ever sung and heard and was like, oh, I like that. That sounds like something that I can continue to do?
When I did the talent show at my middle school. It was my first talent show ever, and I was nervous, of course, but I picked the song.
Gotta be nerve-wracking.
I picked the song "Love" by Keisha Cole, which is very powerful. So while I was practicing it at home, I was like, I really like how I sound on this. I really like singing songs that show a lot of emotion, and that song definitely does it. And then the day of the talent show, I got sick and barely could sing, and I still pulled through. So that just showed my strength in my voice.
Absolutely, 'cause that's a rangy song there. Like you gotta hit. Let me ask, did you hit the note? 'Cause everybody know the note when she hit the love. Okay.
Yep, I sure did. And then since I wasn't, that I wasn't feeling good, I put the mic to the audience and I let them finish it for me.
So the showmanship was there early too.
Yep.
That's big. That's important. I want to ask, we'll continue on as a child. Like, were there any things that you or people that you listened to growing up that may have influenced you, or that you just heard in the house, or were there anything maybe that you weren't allowed to listen to that you still maybe was trying to listen to as a child, or how was your household like listening to music?
Well, of course, I grew up around music, so I listened to it a lot. But I was actually not allowed to listen to my dad's group, Jodeci.
Really?
Yeah. So.
You wasn't. Hold on. Yeah.
I know.
And maybe that was a shocker for people, but yeah, she said her dad's group Jodeci. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But you weren't even allowed to listen to your own parents' music?
Because it was very raunchy, and my dad wanted me to actually go down the road of singing gospel, so he did not want me to listen to that at all, but I, of course, snuck and listened to it. I was interested. I wanted to see,
You didn't know what they was talking about back then. Yeah, you should have been listening to some good old church music. Did you ever sing in the church?
No.
No?
No.
Interesting.
Surprisingly, I did not. I love God. I love everything about God, but my heart was with singing more raunchy music.
Mm.
It wasn't with gospel.
The
Like,
real deal.
I'm nothing against it. It just wasn't for me.
Right,
Like,
right.
I didn't have a passion for that.
So let me ask you then, as you grew older and as you developed as a, young teenager, were those songs being written more along the lines of what you were listening to versus maybe what others wanted you to sing?
Yes, very much
Okay.
so. I've gotten in trouble because I came home with a song and I had a lot of cuss words in it, and my parents are like, "What are you doing?" But it was me. This is the type of music that I wanted to express. Not saying that
Right.
I want to have cuss words in all of my music, but if that's what I felt like in that moment when I was writing it, this is what it was gonna be.
Right.
And I always tell everybody that beat speaks to me. So if I'm listening to a beat and it happens to be more of a sexual vibe, or just me talking about fuck niggas, then that's just what it's gonna be.
Factual and let's jump into it. Like, do these songs come from a lot of personal experience? Is it more like you draw from maybe friends or just maybe things that you see, or do you have a lot of personal things in your music that you've made so far?
Both.
Okay.
I've written songs that I've seen some of my friends go through certain situations, and then sometimes I'll just write a song because, again, the beat speaks to me, and then at the end I realize I'm talking about something that I'm going through in a particular moment.
Mm.
And music for me is how I express my emotions and my feelings, because I am a closed off person. I don't like a lot of people in my business.
Right.
So my way of expressing myself when I need to release something is by writing music. So I'll happen, like I said, to just write something, and then when I'm done, I'm like, damn, this is what I'm going through. I didn't even know I was writing about myself. So
That's deep. That's deep. Kayla Tiffany is here with us live. This, that, and the third interview series. I speak to a lot of rappers on these series, and I never can really, when I ask this question, there isn't anybody that's home grown that they can look to. But were there any people in the city that maybe you listen to? I know we have, just in the Carolinas, from Fantasia to Anthony Hamilton, that we may have grew up listening to, or maybe it was obtainable. You're like, yo, they're that close. I know I can get there. Was it any of those artists in the city that you might have listened to, other than those two, or those two in particular, maybe?
well, I will say that Fantasia was definitely an inspiration to see where she came from, and how she became this big star, and all the stuff that she went through, especially having a kid, because now I have a kid.
Right.
So that was an inspiration in itself, because if she could do something like that, and she had nothing to start with, and she just had her child, and she just see her documentary, seeing that she was struggling, she was a single mom, she didn't have any help, and she still managed to reach her goals. That was very inspirational, and that's somebody that I will always look up to.
Nice. You brought up that you do have a child. Does he listen to your music? You have a son, right?
Yeah.
Does he listen to your music ever, or has he gotten to that level or to that point to where he can sing with you, or does he understand, mommy has his voice that, when she sings it sounds great, or does he maybe not understand yet, or what's that like?
So I don't let him listen to everything.
Okay. So okay, grandma and granddad.
I know.
Okay.
But he is there sometimes when I'm writing, and
Nice.
he does give me some inspiration. I have a song that I'm, either gonna release or not, because it's very personal to me, but it's about him. The whole song is about him. I wrote it, and I recorded it with no takes, because
Wow.
he means that much to me. I want him to have something, to remember me from whenever I'm long and gone. But
Wow.
when he was a baby, I used to sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star to him all the time.
Oh,
And
twinkle, twinkle.
he used to cry, and as soon as I would sing, no lie, he would just stop. So I think that
Nice.
he's just very aware that he loves his mommy's voice, and when, I was pregnant, I sang the whole entire time too. So,
Right.
yeah.
That's pretty cool though, to know that he may have a gift that he doesn't even know he has yet as well, and that the fact that you can get him to go to sleep and that had that connection is definitely huge. I want to ask you, the first time I ever heard you, maybe like 8-10 years ago,
Yeah.
like a long time ago.
That long ago.
So I definitely have some history with you, but like talk about your growth from just as an artist and being able to learn and to pick up on different things, maybe from something you learned or something you were doing or you know 8 years ago to now, like what has the progression been as far as just learning the music business? Because it's a lot that goes into it.
Yes, and I'm still currently learning.
Mm.
But back then, when I was like just getting used to recording and writing music, I was lost as to what my sound was. I was picking up different sounds from other artists, and you know, just trying to please other people instead of just doing something for myself. So as I've gotten older now, I realize exactly what sound I want, what I want to portray, and I'm not worried about what other people think, whether people like me or don't like me. This is something that I'm doing for myself and for the people who do, you know, like my music. So at the end of the day, that was a lot of growth in itself because that held me back when I was younger. I kept wanting to just please people to the point where I wouldn't release songs because I was like, oh my God, these people might not like it. Like,
even if you liked it.
Yeah, instead of me just going with my own gut. So now I'm like, nah, if I like it, it's going out there. Whatever. If nobody listens to it, if 2 people listen to it, or if mad people listen to it, you know, I'm doing this for me at the end of the day, and that shows a lot of growth. But like I said, I do have a lot more to learn too. So.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard even more recent songs or songs through the years that you've recorded, and I can hear it just in the way, the things that you say, the way that it sounds. Right now, Worst Way is the song that's out right now.
Yes, Worst Way.
How did Worst Way come together? Like, tell me about that process. What does it mean to you? Because it's a deep song.
Yeah.
For sure. Everybody that I have let hear it or have told to go check it out, they always come back with good feedback. They say they either they can relate or shoot, I can relate in ways from when I'm listening to it. But tell me about that song and how that all came together for you.
Well, I just was like, going through beats, and I had found this one beat, and I was like, oh, this shit hard. So I was just listening to it, and the rhythm started coming to me first, and then I just started writing. After I was done, I realized it was a situation that I had got out of, I want to say a few years back, where I was dating this guy, and I felt like, even though he was being good to me and we were with each other every day, I still felt alone. And I was wondering what it was, because when we first started dating, it wasn't like that. We felt, very connected, and then I felt like our connection just faded.
Right.
And so that's what the song is about, Worst Way. Like, you can love me on my worst days when I'm like being a bitch, and then you can love me in the worst way. Like, we can be together, but it's still not the love that I want or the love that I even deserve. Same for him too.
Right.
And eventually we parted ways. But when I wrote the song, like I said, I didn't realize I was even writing it about myself. And then after I was done, I was like, dang, like this is a situation that I got out of. And it took me to write that song to really realize that was what was going on between us. I just felt like we just separated just because, but now I'm realizing it was because our connection had faded. And that happens a lot in a lot of relationships, and people don't realize it until it's too late, or
Right.
They go on in this relationship for a long time and they're very unhappy and they don't know what it is, and the person's not cheating. It doesn't always have to be that somebody cheated on that person. It's just the connection just may not be there, and that's just what it is.
I really I like the record a lot, the sound of it. Do you think he's heard the record? Do you know, like you might have sent it to him like, listen, here you go, here's a warning, or this is just so you know, like, do you think he's heard it? No?
I mean,
he about to.
the only reason why I say no is because we're not, unless somebody has showed it to him, we're not friends on any social media platform. So me promoting it, like, I don't think that he's seen it from me.
Right.
Maybe from someone else, because I have been getting a lot of feedback about the song, so you never know. But if he has heard it, he has to know that it's about our situation.
Right.
Like,
you kept it raw, you kept it real in there. It's a lot of, y'all make sure, we're going to play it for y'all in a moment. Before we actually get into that, I want to talk about new music that you got coming up. The summer is on the way. I've been speaking to you a lot, and just kind of hearing your vision for yourself, what can we expect from this summer in 2019 from Kayla Tiffany? Because I know there's more music on the way,
Yes.
for sure. But as far as just who can we expect to see this year? Like, what do you have planned, or what do you want the world to see?
Y'all gonna see the real me. I am a goofy person.
Very.
I'm also very loving and caring. But I also don't take shit from anybody too. So my music is gonna incorporate all of that. You're gonna get a song that's gonna be fun, bubbly, and then you're gonna get a song that's gonna be me being more raunchy, and then you're gonna get a song that's gonna be me talking shit, cause that's just what it is. But I want everybody to get the real me. There's no facade, nothing. It's gonna be all me. I also want my music to be a vibe, like whether it be for the summer, fall, whatever. Like I want you guys to be able to just listen to my music anytime in the day. So I don't even really want my music to be in a set genre, because I do want to end up dabbling out in, doing pop maybe, or even, and I know this is crazy, but I do like techno too.
Okay. Little EDM, little house music.
So I want to eventually, do a song like that too. So, y'all gonna see a lot from me, and I want to be your favorite artist.
I want to tell you, and not to put you in a box or to compare you to anybody, but I hear just in like maybe some of your melodies, just maybe some of the wordplay, I hear like some Drake influence.
Yes, very much so.
Is that an artist that you like, or someone that you maybe look to?
Yes.
Cause I can hear it like Days in the East type vibe, like what's some other good songs that are like riding music, but like they connect really well, and I hear a lot of that when I listen to you for sure.
Yes, Drake is a very big influence for me. Drake. He is a very big influence because he's not the best vocalist, but the way that he flows on a track number one is, there's no words for that. But if you really listen and pay attention to what he says, he has a message in the stuff that he's saying, whether it's about a relationship or, even the world. Like, it's always something. And a lot of people don't really pay attention to what artists are saying. They're just listening to the flow and listening to the beat, and they're just like, oh yeah, this shit a hit. But like, really listen to what people are saying, because a lot of these artists are saying stuff for real, and Drake is one of them. Like, and that's why I respect his craft, and I respect him as a person. Yeah,
Drake is definitely. I mean, he's a legend already. From what he's already done, but I look forward to him hearing more and collabing more with people that have been influenced. I mean, we're over 10 years into Drake at this point, of listening to him. So now that people are growing up listening to him or have grew with him, it excites me to hear what people like you that can take inspiration from him and just continue to have his legacy grow. But I want to do this. I want to play a little video of you in the studio lately, and then I want to play Worst Way for the people. When we come back, the monkey in the room, well, I guess we'll get into it. We touched on it, but there's a monkey in the room. People literally are probably like, did you just skip over that? We'll get into it, but when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more to Kayla Tiffany. Is This, That, and the Third interview series, Steven the Dream, Kayla Tiffany. We'll be right back.
Kayla Tiffany. I just want to let you guys know that I do have some music currently streaming right now on all streaming platforms. Go check out Worst Way. Go light that shit up. You can follow me on Instagram at Kayla Mela. That's 4 A's at the end. And you guys, I have more stuff coming up, so just be ready.
Yo, listen. Hottest artist in the Carolina, Kayla Tiffany. Hardest R&B artist out here. If you ain't got your feature, now, if you ain't got your rap on her song, listen out.
Period.
Tap in with us right now. She's taking over.
But I was brought up on the east side. Can tell when a nigga just ain't right. But I choose to put all things to the side for you. Now I'm doing things that I don't like, and I can see right up through your lies that I got addicted, just ain't right. I don't wanna overdose on you. I don't wanna overdose on you. I don't wanna mistake you for the truth, babe. The truth, baby. But I don't wanna You can love me on my worst days. You can love me in the worst way. You start giving me attention, but I still end up getting hurt, babe. Always said I'm gonna leave, but I just end up getting sucked in. First we fight and then we fussing, then somehow we end up fucking, yeah. You getting mad, you get upset, you tired of my attitude. I'm doing this and I'm doing that because I am mad at you. But I know you like it, forget all the fighting. I say you put it down, I'ma say switching positions, you say while you put it down, I'ma say switching positions, you say you can love me in the worst way, worst way, worst way, worst way. You can love me in the worst way, worst way, worst way, worst way. You can love me in the worst way, worst way, worst way, worst way. You can love me in the worst way, you can love me in the worst way, worst way, worst way. Give you something that you missing. I wanna give it to you different. I wanna see if you gon' get it, if you gonna listen. Gonna tell you what I'm missing. You gon' show me if you with it, if you wanna get it. I know that you want a mission. Tell me the truth like I'm wishing. I'm not the one to be played with, played with. This seems to be the story I chose. When I get mad, you just love me the most. But I know you like it, forget all the fighting. I say while you put it down, I'ma say switching positions, you say while you put it down, I'ma say switching positions, you say you can love me in the worst way, worst way, worst way. Like I love you too. You can love me, yeah.
Back in the building, Stephen the Dream, this, that, and the third interview series R&B edition. So you know we had to get sexy with them.
Yes.
Kayla Tiffany is in the building with us. Y'all just heard goofy ass. y'all just I tried to be sexy out here and she over here just ruining it for me. We just heard her new song Worst Way. Y'all make sure to download that. Where can they find that?
Y'all can find it on all streaming platforms. Just type in Kayla Tiffany, Worst Way. It'll immediately pop up. I'm the only Kayla Tiffany. Yes, I'm the only Kayla Tiffany. So look it up on all streaming platforms. I mean everything, Tidal, all of that.
Okay. Y'all make sure to check that out. Now we briefly went over and mentioned that you have a music lineage. Your father being JoJo from Jodeci, or Casey and JoJo, wherever y'all know him from.
Oh
yeah, y'all know that. I know some of y'all young out here, but right now go tell your mama, tell your daddy, your big sister, your big brother. They know exactly what we're talking about right now. Right. So, just to mention or just to talk about that, like, how was it growing up, with your father being one of the biggest R&B acts ever? Honestly.
It was crazy. It was fun and crazy. Um, well, as a little kid, I didn't really know what was going
Right,
on,
right.
so I just looked at my dad as my dad. But as I got a little bit older, I started realizing like when we couldn't go to certain places because people were asking for autographs, or there was the downside to it, like getting death threats, like stuff like that was happening too. So, it was a lot. And then if my dad, messed up or something on stage or something came out, whether the story was true or false, I got the backlash of it because I would be in school and they'd be like, oh, your daddy did this.
That's
your daddy
true.
did
That really. I wanted to ask, like,
all the time.
so they really, like, you really would go to school having to hear.
Yes, and that shit
Oh
would piss
my
me
God.
off because I'm like, okay, that's my daddy though. Like,
Right.
you're not about to talk about him, but at the same time, I'll be like, damn, dad, like, what's going on? So it's like good sides to it, and then it's bad sides to it as
I think
well.
they had social media like that back
Oh
then.
my
Like, that would have
gosh.
been. It's a lot of acts that we
Sheesh.
know, that thank God there wasn't social media like that.
Oh gosh.
But just knowing that, now knowing that, you're older, of course, you've been through it. Is there any hesitation? Did your dad ever maybe want to steer you away from music? I know we spoke about how he didn't want you listening to his music, but was it ever a time where it was like, nah, that's not even the life I want you to be in, or how was that coming up?
Yes, so he did say that to me one time, and I was hurt by it because I was like 13, and he's like, why don't you go do hair or something?
Oh,
He's like, I don't want you doing this. So at first I'm like, damn, am I trash? Like, my own dad is saying this to me. But as I got older, he was like, the reason why I said that to you was because, I've lived this lifestyle and it's not what it looks like on TV. He was
Right.
like, you go to these parties, they're passing around drugs. You can't live a normal life. He was like, you don't want to live a normal life. You want to be in a spotlight 24/7 because once you reach a certain, height of fame, you walk outside and paparazzi's out there. He's like, is that what you want? And I was like, yeah.
Right.
Like,
right. Everything I saw you had, I want that
yes,
answer.
like,
Right.
I know it's not always going to be glitz and glam, but I want to do something that I love, and this is it. I love music. So I was like, yes, like, this, I don't care.
Right.
Throw whatever at me. Like, I'm strong. I'm ready to do this. And when he saw that and he really had that talk with me, he was like, all right, like, I can't stop her. This is what she wants to do. And he just started, investing in me and just really supporting me.
That's really dope. I've would have always thought, like, growing up as like the kid of a star, it would be like, all the fun and like all the great stuff like that. But I never even thought about the other side of, like, you literally saying, going to school, getting death threats, not even being able to go out and play because
Yes.
all of that you're getting. I want to ask you, as far as like early songs, like, did you ever like go to the studio with your dad? Like, there's a picture, if we can pull the picture up, there's actually a picture we have of you and a bunch of plaques.
Yes,
Much like
and I
what
was
we're
a
in right.
little baby.
Much like what we're in right now, kind of.
I
But
was so cute.
yeah, I see you over there with your little stardom. But was there any like times like that you were in the studio ever, just like that you can remember as a child?
Yes, my first time ever being in the studio, I was 7 years old. And I did a song for my dad. And that was my first time. That was also when I really realized, like, I loved being in the studio. So,
You did a song for your dad?
yes,
Like
well,
you
I mean,
wrote
with
for
him. Like, no.
Okay, with
No. But I mean, I could write, but.
Let him know.
No, but, so my dad and my uncle, they were doing this song for one of their albums, and they wanted me to do the hook. And, originally they told me like a certain way they wanted me to do it, and of course I went in there and did my own thing, but they liked it and they kept it on there. So that was my first time being in the studio, and that was my first time ever being on a track.
So you were a published artist as a child
Yes,
already.
I mean, I guess.
I mean,
didn't
you
get anything
didn't get
from
no
it.
credit from it, right? Oh,
I don't
that's what
know.
he was doing. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Can we listen to that? Is there? Where can
Oh
they find
my
that?
God.
Where can they
You
find
can find that on YouTube. It's called Ooh Yeah by Casey and JoJo.
that? Ooh yeah.
and it's on YouTube. You just type that in, and it's 7-year-old me, so I sound like a little baby on there.
Wow, that's a cool story though to have, knowing like at any time. Oh, okay, y'all not rocking with me. Okay, let me put this in. That's still me. What's up?
Yup.
That's me on there. What's up?
Yup.
Um, knowing what you know now, is there any like advice that your dad has given you as you've come up, or anybody that you've been close to that you have that connection, that you've seen that was true, that you were like, yo, he told me that this is what it was gonna be, and this is what I've seen that it has been so far. Whether it was like either working with people, things in the industry, or just anything in particular.
Actually, my mom has given me the most advice. My dad's more on the music side, so he'll like help me out when it comes to like singing certain harmonies and stuff like that. But my mom, she gives me the real about like the business and the industry, because she was right alongside my dad when he was doing everything, and my mom was with him when he was grinding all the way to when he made it. So she knows everything, and she's looking at it from an outsider's point of view. And she was like, you can't trust everybody.
Right.
She was like, that's the biggest thing, like, especially once you start getting up there, people are going to try to come around you just because you are who you are, just to try to get some spark. She was like, also, and this is something that I always cherish. She was like, watch what you post on social media. Like, she's been telling me that since I first got a social media page. She was like, because they will pull up every single thing, and you might have been saying something to joke around, and they'll pull that up on you, and it's over.
And it's even a little more different for you. Like my mom told me growing up the same thing, and I'm like, ain't nobody gonna care what I said back then. I ain't nobody. And then for you could have literally been saying something, playing around, and that might have been a connection that your pops might have had, or you might have had, that could have been spoiled away over that. So it's good that your mom definitely puts that in you and tries to make sure that that's important. I want to ask you one more thing off the cusp of music. You're, like you said, a goofy person, a funny person. Do you have any stories? Because I don't know if it's coming out or not. I know you have a lot. I know you were like, I checked you out. Like, you had a YouTube. You were doing something called like Story Time.
Yes.
Or is there
check that out.
Check out Story Time with Kayla, Tiffany. But is there any like story you could leave us with that we're gonna be like, wow, I wasn't expecting to hear that today, or I wasn't expecting to get that today? Anything.
I'm trying to think about what I'm gonna tell y'all.
You got the stories.
I got hella stories, y'all. Nah, I'll just talk about a time that I got catfished by somebody that I was younger, so y'all don't judge me on this.
Let's hear it, Kayla.
I got catfished by somebody that I did grow up with throughout the industry. It wasn't really them, but at the time I was like, oh, like I thought it was them. So, Quincy, Diddy's son.
Quincy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, cause me and him, we actually like grew up together when we were little, but of course like everybody separated. But Kim Porter and my mom, they were close,
Rest in peace,
and they
Kim
were
Porter.
pregnant. Yeah, rest in peace. They were pregnant at the same time with me and Quincy. So as I got a little bit older, this was like, I was still young, so it was like in middle school or something like that. I got a message from him, who I thought it was him.
Thought it was
and I was like, little old me reaching out to me. I'm like, but then again, we grew up, so I was like, all right, whatever. So he was just like, hey, what's up? I was like, hey, whatever. So we started having conversations every day, and it was kind of like on a flirting level. So I was like, this is crazy that like we're connecting now, and we grew up with each other and all this other stuff. And he was like, yeah, like going along with me. I'm like, oh shit,
right.
It's really him.
You
like,
remember?
Yeah. I'm telling my mom, she didn't like pay attention. She was just like, oh yeah, like tell him I said hey.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, my mom said hey. He over there like, hey, what's up? So then I was like, I'm actually coming out to Cali to go visit my dad. Like, are you gonna be out there? Let's link up. He's like, yeah, sure. Like, hit me up when you get there and all this other stuff. So I'm like, still thinking it's real, everything. I get out to Cali. I'm like hitting him up. He's nowhere and not answering nothing. So I'm like, what is going on? And I didn't even think to like say anything to my dad, because it's a boy. Like, regardless of who it is, my dad's gonna be like, no, you're not meeting nobody yet.
Right.
Otherwise I could have already got down to it. So I was still being naive, and I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? So then I get back to Charlotte, and
Mm-hmm.
then I hit him up, and I'm like, what happened? I was out there for a whole week, like, what the hell? And he was just like, oh, I had to fly out, like, I was doing a lot. I'm like, whatever. I was like, you know what, at the end of the day, I'm starting to think it's not really you, because, like, you know, it's just weird how you're you and you're like, come on now, why would you, like, just go ghost the whole time I'm out
Right,
there? Like,
and you were
I'm
so
here, I'm present.
connected, and we was
Yeah.
talking.
So I'm like, what's going on? So then finally I'm like asking him detailed questions about like the stuff that our moms had went through together, because I was like, let me see if he's really, you know, about that or whatever, he really is who he is. And of course he did not have the answers, or he just was trying to derail the conversation. And after that I was like, this is not him. So I was so embarrassed, because I really was talking to this stranger
Thinking it was.
yeah, and I'm like, you know, like, at the end of the day, it makes me look stupid, because I do have a dad that's in the industry, so I'm over here talking to somebody, like, thinking that we're on the same level, we grew up together and all this other stuff, and the whole time it's not even this person for real. That's my only catfish story, because trust me, boo, I'm not like that.
You checking out, right? we checking everything. Verified
yes,
checks,
no, but I
all
don't
of
even,
that.
you know, it's like, at the end of the day, you could communicate, you know, through social media. That's cool. I don't have nothing against it, but it's just hard to trust who you're speaking to.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking the whole time I'm talking to somebody, he's in the celebrity field too. I'm like, okay, like, at the end of the day, why would he lie? But
Right.
people do that all the time. And back then, that was when social media had just started, so it wasn't like how it is now, where people have verified checks and shit like that. Like,
Oh, there's a bunch of catfishing going
yeah,
around.
so
man.
you could
Bunch
be
of
talking.
it.
I was like, I could be talking to a 50-year-old man right now. Like, I don't know who this is. Like, so it was a lesson learned, but
Lesson.
it was very embarrassing. Like,
Lesson learned. One
so
of
Quincy, if you see this, like,
Quincy.
Right.
Hey. What's up, Quincy?
Hey, what's up? Like,
One of Kayla Tiffany's many stories.
yes.
Y'all check out Story Time with Kayla Tiffany.
Go on Story Time, please, y'all, if y'all want to see something else, because I would have told that story, but it's on Story Time, and that one is the craziest story.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one that y'all definitely need to check out. So let's do this. Let the people know where they can find you as far as the music. Again, let them know where they can get Worst Way and anything else that you may have out right now.
So I have a whole bunch of songs on my SoundCloud page under Kayla Tiffany Music. You can go on there. And then Worst Way is streaming on all platforms. So that's my first song that I have on all platforms. So y'all go check that out, light it up. If you want to follow me on social media, go at Kayla Mela, and that's 4 A's at the end, because I love the letter A.
Loves the letter A.
All my other social media, like Facebook, is just Kayla Garcia. That's my last name. And same with my Snapchat as well. Twitter is the real Kayla, so I think it's the real _ Kayla G. To be honest, y'all, I don't really be on Twitter like that, but I'm about to
I ain't
start
been on
being.
Twitter in so long.
I'm about to start being
back
back on there,
I need to
so
get back on.
y'all be on the lookout for that too, because I would definitely let y'all know, because I'm gonna just revamp up my page and stuff. I'm just, you know, I'm mainly on Instagram and Facebook for my family and stuff like that. So y'all go check me out.
Absolutely, yo.
Check me
One
out.
last question. Kayla Tiffany Music here, this, that, in the third interview series. 1 year from now, what is today? April 19th. April 19th, 2020. If we get the opportunity to have another conversation, and it is 1 year from now, where do you expect us to be? What do you expect us to be talking about? And how far do you think you would have grown over this year? Set it high. Somebody said we was gonna be on a jet next time we talk. Somebody said we was gonna be in the Bahamas. Set the stage. Where are we gonna be?
I would have a Grammy already.
Okay. So we're gonna put the Grammy here.
Yes.
It may not be this. We're gonna get a new table by this time.
Because the
So
Grammys would have already passed. By
Right.
this time. Yep. So I'll have a Grammy.
let me think. Coachella. Maybe I think we'll be at Coachella.
We'll have a performance at
Okay.
Coachella.
Okay.
I'll have song on the billboards.
This is
More than one song
This
on
is
a billboards. Let me say that. We aiming high, right?
Y'all see
I'm
what
gonna
my
have at least 2 songs on a billboard.
2.
Hot 100.
y'all see what my next show gonna be? I don't even think I'm gonna do a show today. I'm just gonna wait, man. We ain't even gonna. We done with the interviews till we put the Grammy up here.
We gonna do the interview on a yacht.
On the yacht.
On a yacht.
Okay, so y'all. All right. So now let's go back on the yacht. Grammy right there.
Yes, with the Grammy.
Just came back from Coachella with the 2 songs that she got on Billboard's Hot 100, probably in the top 5 already.
Yes.
And I'm sure we'll have an album, maybe.
We'll have an album. Yeah, we'll definitely have an album.
Okay.
And a whole bunch of visuals too. So.
Okay. Well, there it is, man. Y'all look forward. I look forward to that most importantly because I need to get on the yacht ASAP. But I appreciate you, Kayla, for stopping by. Glad we had this conversation. I'm looking forward to your much future success. Much in the future success.
Yes,
soon.
y'all gonna see me winning a Grammy.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you. Look, man. Hold on. Let me get one more question. Did your father have a Grammy?
He has Grammys for songwriting. He
Songwriting.
doesn't have one necessarily. Well,
Okay.
he had gotten nominated for a Grammy for All My Life.
Okay.
But that was a given. But he didn't win that one. But yeah.
Okay.
He has a Grammy. I forgot what song he helped write. But yeah.
Awesome.
But I'm aiming to have.
She's gonna have
my song.
Either performance of the year, song of the year, album of the year, artist of the year. We
Yep.
can take all of them if you want. Though.
Yeah, we are.
All right, there it is, y'all. Kayla, Tiffany, This, That, and the Third interview series. Steven the Dream. I'll see y'all next time.